Hello, welcome back to Happy Heart Papery. This is Sarah. I'm here to share some ephemeral accordion holders that I made here recently. I've gone on a big tangent and made a ton of these, so I couldn't stop. They were so fun to make, and I just kept making them. So, anywho, I made 6 of these, and then I got 6 more that have a little bit of a different twist to them. And then, so yeah, we'll go with that, and then I will go into all of them that I made. So these ones are made out of the tan faux leather. These are a little bit of a harder leather than some of them. So I'll set those over here. So what I did is these are 6 by 3 1/4 by 1 1/4 at the top and the bottom. So I have an elastic closure with a wooden butterfly, and they're all different colored butterflies. I lined the inside with fabric, and then the outside is the faux leather, and then in between is file folder. And I did stitch all the way around them. And it's also glued on. So they're made pretty fairly well. Um and then inside I just used plain envelopes, uh, glued some scrapbook paper onto them, and then that's what makes the accordion. And then inside I got this. I watched the tutorial. It's on Eva's channel, Bohemian Crafting. I watched how she made these. You have to be a Patreon member to learn how to make these. And so this is just an accordion closure that I put on mine, and then there's a pocket in the back, and you make these little box envelopes. So they open like that. You can put whatever you want inside of them. And what I loved about the idea, which I originally seen these on Eva's channel, and then what inspired me to make them was uh 2 silver oranges. What's her name? I can't think of her name offhand, but Jessica. She inspired me to actually make some of these. So then I went and become a patron member on Eva's channel, and then I learned how to make them, and then I just couldn't stop. So, anywho, I like the fact that you can sit them out on your desk, rumbish through what you need. Even though that it's a box full of stuff, you still have them right there. And might not be in a file folder, or a little envelope, or where you can see everything. But I like the fact that they're there and you need it. Sometimes you just have those things where you really don't want to take the time to organize them, or go into such great detail of organizing and going through all your stuff. They're right there in a box. So I love that idea. So anywho, these boxes are 5 by 2 1/2 by 1 1/4 inch tall. And they look like an envelope, so that's another thing. And a little file, actually, too. So you just take and put that around the little circle. I always just twist it a little bit at the top, just for a little added decoration. You don't have to do that. And so these little ones come with 3 file folders, boxes. So These come with 3 envelope boxes and these ones, and then there's 5 envelopes, so you can store other things in there as well. So I got 5 of these ones. And the inside fabrics, they'll all be different, but these are using Tim Holtz fabric as the inside liners, and it's using his papers as well. And if you don't know, his papers are retired, so if you find them, then that's the last that you're gonna have them, because he isn't making the 12x12 or 8x8 pads anymore. He's just doing his backdrop papers. So I do have 6 of those, and one has a hitch post fastener as the closure. I did put I altered one of the buttons and put it behind it. I just thought it looked cute and wasn't just the hitch post on there. But you could take the hitch post off if you just want that on there and not the butterfly. But inside this one, you got, so they're all made the same on this style, except for this one has a hitch post. So let me move these ones out of the way and I will come with the next ones. So these ones are the same size as well. And the only difference with these ones is they're made out of different faux leather. And I didn't glue down the accordion part inside of them. So I got 2 of the brown ones like this, and then 2 of the lighter tan ones like a faux leather, but it's not embossed. So these 3 are embossed. This one's just the regular tan faux leather, and then these 2 are embossed, but they're black. And these ones aren't. These are more of like a shiny embossed leather. So open up this one. These are also lined with Tim Holtz fabric. And the only difference with these ones is, okay, this one I did glue down. So I think these 2 I glued down. So these ones are made with a craft envelope. And then the closures on these are brads. So you got a brad that you open up, and it's secured on here with some Tim Holtz washi tape. And then you have your eyelet as the closure as well, so it don't just rip. And then these open. And these boxes are the same size as the other ones. They're 5 by 2.5. And then you get 3 of those as well, and then you have the 2 other envelopes. So these 2, I'm sure, let me look at the other one. These ones are glued down to make the accordion. Same fabric. And then you got your 3 envelopes. And then these ones are using this fabric, but I did leave this open to where you can use your accordion, but then you have this space to where if you want to add extra items back here, or if you have any papers you want to add, you could also add pockets to this if you wanted to. So I just left it open. I don't know why. I felt like you could do something with it. Originally, I was gonna add some of those metal, like one of these metal things on here, but it just wasn't sticking really well to the fabric, and I didn't want to chance that. So, and I didn't have the ones that had the holes in them. But yeah, that was my original idea. And if you would like it glued on there, I can glue them on. So I just left it open just in case you would like, you wouldn't mind it being that way, and then you could utilize it for something else. But yeah, so all of these ones aren't glued on, and these two are. And I'll have that in the listing to tell you about it. After I left those ones open, and then I come with the idea of doing, so you got a black one, two black ones, and a light tan colored one. And this one is, I believe, the only one that has white. I just thought the white would look good with the inside fabric that I used. But so then this one is left open completely because what I did is I made it like a traveler's notebook, and I used a bigger eyelet in the middle and then two small ones on the side. That way the elastic, I could get the elastic through and it looked nice. So how I accomplished this is, and ultimately you can reuse the top covers if you want to. But I wish I would have thought about this before I did that to the other ones. But anywho, so this has a Velcro here, so you can take this out completely. So you could take this out, and you still have your accordion file for, you know, and you could set it on your desk right here. You could wrap it with something else, like extra piece of cardstock to make it more sturdy if you'd like. And then these ones, the boxes, these are a little bit bigger. So these are 6 1/4. Let me find my notes here. 6 1/4 by 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. And the folio envelopes are 5 1/2 by 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. So these, that's how, and then these are held on with elastic, and then there's your box. And these come with 3 boxes as well. And then these just have the elastic closure. And then I just made little file folders to go inside, to where you could add whatever you wanted to add and put it in an envelope and not get lost. You could just leave it in the file and then pull it out. And then I just put an extra one back here on the other elastic. That way you had the extra one, what you could do with, you know, whatever you wanted to do with it. So I thought these were a cute idea as well. And I was gonna add something else in there, like a little journal or something, but it just was too much with, once you bulked up your ephemera holder and that, you just wouldn't have the room. So I didn't do that. I did add extras to the other sizes, so I'll show you those here in a minute. And then I did I started off making these two, and then I turned those ones into what you just seen. So I have extra file folders in these ones, made out of the Tim Holtz paper, and then these have the accordion removable. I didn't make another file for that, but I did add these two bigger ones. And then these ones, I haven't done the closure on them, but I need to add the closure on these. So I gotta add the brad, but I added extra little security on those just to tie into the boxes. And then those open up, and these boxes are bigger. Let's see. These ones are 5 by 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. So I will put the closures on these ones. And then the inside, these ones have little ephemera holders. So you can add little trinkets to them. I just used label holders, and I just got the idea because I've been making a lot of ephemera holders lately. And you're gonna have feedback, and you're gonna have good feedback and not so good feedback. There's a lot of critics as well, but you're gonna get that doing, handmade stuff. But anywho, even me in general, as I think I'm the biggest critic when it comes to my own work, is when you're using vellum or you're using acetate and you glue it in and you don't sew, you're gonna have that chance or chances of it coming apart, and that's only due to you think you have enough adhesive on it, and then later down the road the adhesion comes apart, and that's not really necessarily anyone's fault per se. I mean, obviously you would go back to the maker of it, but it happens. It's just one of those things that are gonna happen. So long story short, that's why I decided to see how those would work, and it will turn out they work out fairly well. I'm testing them out to see how they are, and we'll go from there. So then I did find these coin holders, and I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, those would work to hold individual stuff, stamps or little ephemeras. So you got your 2 pockets on the top, and then I made the back pockets when I adhered it on. You got 2 large back pockets. So there's 6 little pockets in this one little folder. So, and they seem pretty secure. I did use double-sided tape, so you do have that factor. It doesn't dry. It remains, sticky, da 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 da. But weighing out the pros and the cons. So anywho, so you get 3 of the boxes, 2 of these little folders, and then this one is Velcro for the accordion, and it does remove. You could utilize the folder part and turn it into something else, or and you could make this into your own little folio, add some cardstock, and it could be its own separate item. So I love the flexibility of it, but it is really, I like how it turned out. So I wish I would have made them all like this technically, but you know, I like all the different versions as well. So yeah, so then this one I will just show you. Pretty sure it has the same fabric, and yeah, I gotta remember to make sure I do the closures on those. And I do like the brad closure on the envelopes. And I got 3 of these. Oh, these are yummy. These are like really soft, and I really like the feel of these ones. So I got 3 of these dark brown ones, and I got 3 of the dark tan ones, and then 2 of the light tan ones. So got 8 of these ones all together, and these ones measure, let's see here, these ones are 6 1/4 by 3 1/2 by 1 1/4, and the envelope boxes inside are 5 1/2 by 3 by 1 1/2, and they have brad and eyelet closures, and yeah. And these ones aren't attached as well, and I used the I love this fabric. This one is one of my favorites from Tim Holtz. It's actually this fabric. So, and so then this expands out, and these are your envelopes. So the envelopes are a little bit bigger, or your boxes. And I decorated all the sides on the bigger ones. I even like the inside over here. And on the other ones, all of them are decorated except for the sides. I just left them plain. And they all coordinate. And all of the envelopes are different. I just used the different papers. They're double-sided, so I just utilized in the both sides. And these ones, some of them have 6 envelopes, and some of them might have 5. So when I made the envelopes, I used some of the envelopes I used were the mailing envelopes, so I just folded it, so then you had one envelope on one side, one on the other side, and I adhered them together that way. And then I just put one envelope inside, and then sometimes I used 3 of those, which would give me, or 1, 2, 3, yeah, which would give me 6 envelopes, and then that's what you would have, is the 6 openings. So 2, 4, 6, if that makes any sense. If you're understanding what I'm saying. So some have 6 envelopes and some have 5. And then this is just a little notebook I made. Has embossing and craft paper and tea-dyed paper, some cream paper, and then a little embossed paper in the middle. And I just held them together with one little staple, so you want to take it apart, you can, and utilize the paper some way. I just like to have options. And then that just gets folded up in there. So that's those ones. I'll go through a couple of them so you can see what the fabric looks like. The buttons are just held on with the elastic. I didn't secure the buttons down. You could secure them down. I like them secured down, and I'll show you that in a minute because I made bigger folios. And so I'll show you that. But if you don't want them secured down, no, you don't have that option. I just left it. If you don't want to use that closure, you can put whatever closure you want on. The big ones, I like how they are, so I thought they would be more secure with them sewn on. I already just showed you that one. This one I didn't secure in. I might end up making this one a traveler's notebook kind. The only difference is that I'd have to make a new envelope. So, yeah. I might make this one into a traveler's notebook. All because I do not want to cover up those little birdies. Is that, like, crazy or what? I don't know. So this one might end up being a traveler's notebook one. Okay, it probably will end up being a traveler's notebook one. That's why it's not done. So I gotta do closures on the ones and make this one finished. And there's that one. Beautiful fabric. Love this fabric. And the paper. It's so sad that he's getting rid of it. I love the paper. I mean, you want to hoard it. You don't want to use it. But it's so pretty not to use it. It's just too great not to use it. Alright, let me move these out of the way. And I'll be back with the other sets. Okay. So these are the other big ones that I've made. I made 9 of these, and these 3 are the smaller version of them. And then I made I had some of the books that I used, which I used the Reader's Digest books. I had some of them already constructed to make journals out of them, and so I already had spines already made for them, which they're 2 inches wide. And these ones end up being like 1.5 inches, I believe. Now this is the first one that I made. This is my first mock-up of it. And so I made it and I fell in love with it. And I wanted to make more. So these are 7 5/8. Oh, I have my measurements over here. These are 7 5/8 by 5.5 by 2 inch. Well, the bigger ones are. And then these ones are 1 1/4. So these are 1 1/4 wide, like the other ones, all the other ones. So these are 1 1/4, but the rest of the measurements are the same. And the envelopes inside are envelope boxes inside are 6 5/8 by 4 1/4 by 2 1/8. So I had this butterfly. The reason why I went with the butterflies to begin with is I seen this butterfly and matched the cover, and it just went from there. And I love the faux leather one on this one. I attached this before I attached the flap on the top, so there is no sewing on the spine of this one. All the other ones should have it, and if they don't for some reason, it's probably because I didn't sew it before I adhered it. But this was my mock-up, and that's why it didn't get done. So I love the size of these ones. They're nice and big, and they will hold a lot. So these are the accordion. All the bigger ones are accordion. I did not think about doing the traveler's notebook style until I got to the smaller ones, and they were after I did some, so they were kind of like amongst when I was doing them. So anywho, these ones have 1, 2, 3, 4. These ones have 5 envelopes, and they have 3 of the boxes, the big box, and then I do have an ephemera folio on its own. Let me show you one of the boxes. And these ones have the brad closures as well. They're just a bigger brad and a bigger eyelet. So look how big those boxes are. These are like huge. And there's the brad secured down with the Tim Holtz washi. And it should be secured. That washi is really sticky. And I did glue it as well. So, and then you got your pocket in the back of the box. It's not a very big one, but it's still a little bit of a pocket. But yeah, you got this big box to put whatever you want in it. Room for lots of stuff. And you know, you got your leeway as far as what you put in it. I think the closure will adapt as well when it comes to the closure that's on it, but with the brad closure you can put the brad down and you can add elastic to this, and if you need be, to expand it more. So the utilization of this closure I really liked. So yeah. So you got your 3 boxes, and then I made this ephemera holder to go with it. This little piece on the front here is adhered on with Tim Holtz washi, and then it opens up, and I used the coin pockets that I said in the before. That's on the front cover of that, and it's the 4 pockets, and then you got a big pocket behind it. And then these are the bigger file holder label holders. These ones are 4 by 1 1/8. So you got 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and then you got 6 of the coin holders on here. And then you got a big side pocket over here. The brad does go through it. So you need to be secure, careful on that. And over here, I didn't put an eyelet through here, the plastic part, because I already had 2 on this side. Yeah, I might decide to do that, but it's just gonna add more bulk. So I might do it, I might not do it. Just to let you know. So then you got your 6 pockets on the top, and then your 1 big pocket on the back. So that's this little ephemera holder. It's just made out of black cardstock. And it goes in one of the pockets. You can either put it in the front pocket or the back pocket. And so then this one, I made 3 of these ones because I didn't have 3 of the covers I didn't have already made. So there's this version of this one. And the book looks like this on this one. And then this is just a plain green. And then this one's like a faux leather. It's black with brown mixed on it. And then this is just the book, the butterfly book on this one. I tried to match the buttons to the actual book. So that's that size. And the bigger size, I got brown one, the black and brown one, a black one, a brown. I basically got one of each of the leather that I have. And I'll go through these ones and show you what they look like. The only measurement that's different on these ones versus the other ones were the spine is 2 inches. So the front of this one book looks like that. The inside, I just secured the button with a piece of the Tim Holtz washi tape, the fabric washi tape. And then the spines and the flap are the same fabric. I did leave fringes between the fabric, with the fabric and the leather. I just like that look. And then inside these ones have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These ones have 7 envelopes because of the added space. And you got 1, 2, 3. These ones have 4 of the boxes. And then you got your file folder, ephemera holder. And then I added an additional file, little mini ephemera holder and a notebook. So yeah, these ones have 4 boxes. These are not as difficult to shut. I'm making them look like that. And then so you got your 4 boxes, and then you got your ephemera, folio. Most of them are the same except for there's one, I don't know if I put that in here, but there's one that has 4 on one side, and then I don't believe there's any on the one side. I tried to do 4 and it just wasn't gonna work out. So I decided to split the 2 up. Or the 4 up. They're made the same. Some of them have the side pocket, and then some of them have a top pocket. So I think 3 of them have a side pocket and 3 of them have a top pocket. As far as the ephemera little folio goes. I don't know why these are giving me so much trouble. They were so easy to begin with. Hopefully they're not as annoying to you guys. Okay, so then these I just used minier ones. These ones are like 3" by 1 1/8, and you get 4 of them. And just put binder clips on them for the closure. And then you got your little notebook. That's what's in here. And I'll just go through and show you inside fabric and what the book looks like. That's this book on this one. And that's inside fabric. And this is this one. That's inside fabric on that one. This book. Inside fabric on that one. that book, inside fabric, some of them have a brown elastic. That one, I believe, might be the only one. So that one has brown elastic. And then got this one. That fabric. Yeah. Okay, guys, I hope you like what you see. I had so much fun making all of these. Oh my goodness. Crazy. I have these 9, and then I have these ones. I have 8 of those ones, and then this size I have, which these will all be on my listing. I have 1, 2, 3, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 9 of those ones, and I got, yeah, 2 of the Traveler's Notebook, and then I got 3 of another Traveler's Notebook ones too. I will have those all listed in my Etsy shop, which is Happy Heart Papery on Etsy. And thank you for joining me. I know this is a long video, but I hope you guys like what you see, and I will be back with another video. I hope all is well, and I will see you when I see you. Later!